Today, we're going to be diving into a hot topic that's been buzzing around the weight loss world, a medication called Ozempic. You might have heard about it, especially with all the chat about quick fixes for dropping pounds. But what's the real scoop? Let's break it down. I'm gonna make it very simple and relatable, and for anyone thinking about taking Ozempic, this is a must watch. So what is Ozempic? Imagine a medication designed to help folks with type 2 diabetes manage their condition better. That's Ozempic for you. But here's where it gets interesting. It's also found a spot in the weight loss scene. People noticed it wasn't just good for managing diabetes, it also helped shed excess weight. A little bit of a background on Ozempic. This wasn't something totally new. Ozempic is actually part of a family of medication that's been around for a good 20 years. But it's gaining fame because it's been used in ways it wasn't really intended for. People are hoping it'll be that magic pill for weight loss, and with obesity and overweight issues climbing every year, who wouldn't want a quick fix? A little bit of science of how Ozempic works. Ozempic works its magic by mimicking a hormone we all have, our GLP-1. This hormone plays a cool role in our bodies by telling us we're full after eating, helping us manage blood sugar levels, and slowing down how fast our stomach empties. So when you take Ozempic, it's like giving your body a signal to say, hey, I'm good, no more food is needed, which can really help you eat less and potentially lose weight. With its rising popularity, I think it's crucial that we understand exactly what we're dealing with. Here's what we're gonna be uncovering in this video today. First, we're gonna explore what Ozempic actually is. It's not just another medication on the market. It has a specific role, essentially for those managing type 2 diabetes, but its off-label use for weight loss is really what's turning heads. Then we're gonna dive into how Ozempic works in our body. It's fantasizing how a medication designed for one purpose can actually have effects that benefit other aspects of health entirely. In this case, weight management. We're also gonna look at how people are using Ozempic for weight loss. It's one thing to hear about potential benefits, but understanding real-world application is another. This includes do's and don'ts and what you should be mindful of. Important to note that I am not a doctor. I am not here to diagnose anything. It's important to note that with any medication, it's not a one-size-fits-all solution. So we're gonna pinpoint who might benefit from it most. And of course, we cannot miss talking about the cost and how it is administered. These practical details are vital for anyone considering Ozempic as a part of their health regimen. Since I value your time, you're gonna find timestamps below for each of these sections. This way, you can jump straight to the information that you're most interested in. Stay tuned and let's explore these topics together. And if you don't know me, I'm Elizabeth with Elizabeth Ayler Fitness. I have my 4-year degree in kinesiology, CSCS. I'm a holistic nutrition consultant and a GAPS practitioner, and I have helped over 900 women build muscle, lose fat, transform their body, restore their gut and hormone health, all while eating more food and getting sustainable results. So make sure you subscribe below, share this video with a friend, and let's dive right in. First off, Ozempic mimics the action of a GLP-1 hormone, which your body naturally produces in your intestines after you eat. When you eat, you activate this GLP-1 and many other hormones, which sets in motion the feedback loop to stop eating. GLP-1 also goes through the brain, crosses that blood-brain barrier, and tells your body to stop. This hormone is essential for controlling blood sugar levels, and GLP agonists essentially reduce your appetite, which people lose a lot of weight in return. It doesn't control your calories, it controls your hunger. So if you have less hunger, then you eat less, which will lead to weight loss. So let's break down the science of how GLP-1 receptor agonists work in the body. Don't worry, I'm gonna keep it very simple and easy to understand. First off, let's talk about insulin production. GLP-1 receptor agonists, like Ozempic, stimulate your pancreas to increase your insulin release when your blood sugar levels are high. Insulin is a hormone that your body uses for for sugar and energy, lowering your blood sugar levels. At the same time, Ozempic suppresses the release of your glucagon, and this is a hormone that increases your blood sugar levels by promoting your liver to release stored sugar. By controlling your glucagon, Ozempic helps stabilize those blood sugar levels. Perhaps one of the most crucial aspects for weight loss, Ozempic slows down how fast your food leaves your stomach. This action helps you feel fuller for longer periods, adding in that reduced overall calorie intake. By acting on our receptors in the brain, Ozempic helps diminish your appetite, and this effect is crucial for those struggling with overeating or constant hunger cravings. Ozempic, as you can see, works in a unique way. It mimics a hormone your body naturally produces, our GLP-1, to regulate your hunger. So even when you're not eating, Ozempic tricks your body into feeling full. This means you end up eating less, not because you're consciously controlling your calories, but because you simply feel less hungry. As a result, insulin levels adjust accordingly, aiding in weight loss. The key takeaway here is that Ozempic controls your hunger, not calories directly. It's about managing your appetite to achieve weight loss, assuring that you have controlled hunger. In addition to how Ozempic works, it's important to understand that the natural mechanisms of our body uses to control appetite. Let's dive into how our bodies naturally curb our hunger. Other than our GLP-1, there's many other hormones that play a huge role in reducing our appetite and promoting that satiety, that feeling of fullness after a meal. When we consume a meal, there is a ton of hormone responses that kick into gear to manage how full we feel and how our body processes these nutrients. Firstly, our stomachs have stretch receptors that activate when we eat, signaling our brain that we're starting to get full. It's a direct line of communication from our gut to our brain, saying, hey, we had enough food down here. Protein in our meals trigger the release of a hormone called peptide YY. This hormone is crucial because it sends a signal to our brains that we're satisfied, curbing our urge to eat. Similarly, fats control the production of our CCK, another hormone that tells our brain, I'm full, further promoting the feeling of satiety. So let me make that a little bit easier to understand. In our modern diets, which can throw a wrench into the system, consuming high amounts of processed foods or simply just carbohydrates at a meal can disrupt these natural satiety cues. These foods can cause rapid spikes in our blood sugar levels, which can override our body's fullness feedback loops, leading to overeating. In contrast, having balanced meals with ample amounts of protein and fat can really sustain that satiety longer, keeping those hunger pains at bay. A little example is you may realize if you just have a bowl of pasta or a big bowl of fruit, you're not that full 30 minutes later. You start feeling hungry. But if you have that protein-rich meal, you're having steak, you're having some vegetables, the fat, the protein in there, your body hits the stretch receptors, you get the CCK and peptide YY, and you feel full and satiated for a good 3 to 4 hours after that meal. Also, our bodies have a set point, a weight range that our body tries to maintain. This set point is regulated by so many different factors, including our hormones like leptin, and this is known as our satiety hormone. Leptin levels increase with fat mass, signaling our brain that energy stores are significant, reducing our food intake. However, in obesity, leptin signaling can be impaired, leading to a high set point and persistent hunger despite adequate energy stores. I really believe that understanding these hormone interactions is so important to understand when it comes to fat loss and overall losing weight and keeping it off. It's not just about cutting calories, but nourishing our body with foods that support our healthy hormone responses, ensuring that we have that long-term satiety and weight management. While the effects of Ozempic on appetite control and weight loss might sound promising, it's crucial to understand that there are significant downsides to consider, from potential side effects to long-term reliance on medication for weight management. The decision to use Ozempic shouldn't be taken lightly. This is where a comprehensive approach to health and wellness comes into play. My 90-day transformation challenge is designed to provide you with the tools, knowledge, and support needed to achieve sustainable weight loss and health improvement without depending on medications like Ozempic. Let me share a story that might resonate with many of you. One of my clients, let's call her Anna, just like many of you, was caught in a never-ending cycle of the latest diet fads. She tried everything from keto to 1 meal a day, intermittent fasting, each promising fast results. Initially, she may have seen them, yet each time she found herself yo-yoing back to square one, struggling with stubborn belly fat, uncontrollable cravings, a sluggish thyroid, and chaotic gut health, and her hormones just wouldn't cooperate. It was exhausting, disheartening, and she was just so frustrated. But Anna's story takes a turn. Instead of reaching for another quick fix, she found me on YouTube and actually decided to invest in a real solution. She joined my 90-day transformation challenge, skeptical but hopeful, and over 12 weeks, something incredible happened. Anna began to lose weight, not through deprivation, but by nourishing her body and eating more. She is now down 18 pounds in 12 weeks. Her thyroid function improved, her gut health stabilized, no more bloating, her hormones balanced, and those cravings completely disappeared. And more importantly, Anna's journey with the challenge was free from all the side effects that often come with weight loss medications and fast fixes. No risk of long-term health complications, just a holistic path to wellness that addressed her body's needs from the ground up. This wasn't just a weight loss story. It was a total health transformation. Anna gained not just a leaner body, but a new outlook on health and her nutrition. She learned the power of listening to her body, understanding its signals, and feeding it truly what it needs. If Anna's story resonates with you, if you're tired of the empty promises of diet trends and quick fixes, it's time for a real change. I want you to head to the description below, fill out my questionnaire, and I will be in touch with you in the next 24 hours to set up a call to see if we're that perfect fit for my next 90-day transformation challenge. Remember, it's not about training harder, it's about training smarter. And especially as we get older as women, once we hit perimenopause, postmenopause, or have hysterectomies, we have to start looking at things differently, not just calories in versus calories out. Because the fact is, we're losing muscle at a rate of 40 to 50% faster, and we need to do things in a different way. I want to dive into the cost and administration of Ozempic. Ozempic, while effective, comes with a significant price tag, often reaching upwards to $1,300 a month, and requires weekly injections. It is a substantial investment in your health, both time-wise and financially. Before you take that next step, I urge you to stay tuned for part 2 of this series launching next week. We'll dive into the pros, cons, and uncover everything that no one tells you about this medication. This is a must-watch for anybody thinking about taking this path to weight loss. You won't want to miss this video. Make sure you are subscribed. I will see you tomorrow for our daily live, and until next time, love you.
Lost 20 pounds, 5 inches on my hip and 4 inches on my waist. An everyday exerciser for 15 plus years. That's in my late 30s, early 40s. That just got much harder. Not that I was doing the same as when I was younger, but still, I just sort of started to put weight on. You know, my hip measurement was going up and it wasn't coming down again. So got me started lifting weights was actually a knee injury, and the physical therapist saying, you got to get in the gym, lift weights. So I did. And I lifted weights for a year and I was loving it. And I was feeling stronger and seeing some definition, but I was like, why am I not seeing more definition? You know? So I decided to reach out to Elizabeth, the best thing that I've ever done. I lost 20 pounds, 5 inches on my hip and 4 inches on my waist, you know, which is sometimes funny to think about because it's not like I ever went into this thinking, oh, like I have to lose this amount of weight or I need to go down that much on my hip. Like I never thought I would be a 34 on the hip. I don't even know when I ever have, even maybe in high school. So I feel so full of energy and like in the best shape of my life. I love her incorporation of bands. For me, like with chronic injuries, shoulder, knee, ankle, etc., they are so therapeutic and important, and you know, I just feel like complement the weightlifting so well. One of the best things about Elizabeth is she's just so unbelievably supportive. You won't ever feel bad about anything that you've done that's maybe, you know, going over on certain macros that, you know, you were supposed to be lower on, or you know, whatever it is, like, you know, having a few drinks on the weekends, like, you know, where you're nervous to maybe tell, you know, someone that, a trainer or nutritionist, like, you never have to be with her because she's nothing but supportive. She's always going to put a positive spin. And that is so appreciated because we're already hard enough on ourselves, as I'm sure, you know, you all know. So again, I can't say enough how much I recommend Elizabeth and her program. And, you know, I think it's one of the best things I've ever done for myself.